All right, everybody, this is going to be page 8 in your packet. I skipped over page 7. Page 7 is basically a practice page for problems that are like the top part of this page. In the top part of this page, you're going to be factoring a trinomial when a equals 1. You're going to use Xbox to do that. So again, we're going to use Xbox to factor a trinomial when a equals 1. The bottom has trinomials, but notice that some of the all of the a values do not equal 1. We're going to have to factor those out first, but I'll do those in a minute. But back up here, I'm going to do a few of these. I'm not doing all of them. So number 19, the a value for c squared minus 26c minus 56. The a value is a 1, which is what it's supposed to be for this page. The b value is negative 26. The c value is negative 56. So remember, when you set up your x, you need to put the a times c value in the top, the b value in the bottom. So look, 1 times negative 56 goes right there. Negative 26, the b value, goes right here. So now I'm trying to think of factors of 56. So the first one that comes to mind is 7 times 8. Now, one of them needs to be negative because I need a negative product. I'll worry about that in a second. Is there any way I can get a 7 and an 8 to get to a 26? No. So those aren't going to be my factors. I think it's going to be my 2 times 28. 2 times 28. Those are my numbers that are going to work. So I'm going to put a 2 here and a 28 here. Now, 2 times 28 equals a positive 56. I need a negative 56, but which one of these do I want to make negative? Well, since my sum needs to be negative, then I'm going to take the bigger number and make it the negative factor. Because now if I were to add 2 plus negative 28, it would equal negative 26. Now, if we were in the classroom, we would spend a lot of time practicing this so that you could get really good at it, but we don't really have that time now. So anyway, once you've done the Xbox part of it, that's the hard part. The easy part is writing the answer. The answer is simply taking these two values and putting them, that's a positive 2, that's a negative 28, and then taking that c from the problem. So this factors into c plus 2 times c minus 28. And you would need to FOIL to check. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to waste time on the video, but it does work out. Let's look at another one. How about number 25? Number 25. The a value is 1, the b value is a negative 16, and the c value is a positive 48. So when I go to make my Xbox, 1 times 48 is 48. The b value is negative. So this is new. I haven't done an example like this one yet. To have a positive product, either both of these numbers need to be positive or both of those numbers need to be negative. Now, if the b value is positive, then both of them would be positive. But since the b value is negative, both of these numbers would need to be negative because negative times negative is positive. Anyway, so let's think of factors of 48 that have a sum of 16. Let's see here, maybe a 4 and 12 possibly. 4 times 12. 4 times 12 equals 48. 4 plus 12 equals 14. So I know I'm going to use a 4 and I'm going to use a 12, but I have to make them both negative because my sum needs to be negative. My product is still positive though. Negative times negative is positive. All right, that's the hard part. The easy part is to write down the answer. I always set it up first. So now I'm going to need it's supposed to be a g minus 4 G minus 12. And that would be factored. I'll do number 29. Number 29 is a little bit different because it's got two variables, but it's still the same process. The A is 1, the B is 2, and the C is a negative 24. X box it. 1 times negative 24 is negative 24, and then in the middle is a 2. I'm trying to think of factors of 24 that are going to have, because this is negative, I really want them to have a difference of 2. So for example, if I were to use 2 times 12, 2 times 12 does equal 24. If I make one of them negative, it's still not going to give me a sum of positive 2. So I really want the difference between those two numbers to be 2. So the two numbers that will work are 4 and 6. Because I know that the difference between 4 and 6 is 2, but their product is 24. So let me put my 4 and my 6. Now, which one is going to be positive and which one is going to be negative? Because the B is positive, you want the bigger number to be positive. So I want 6 to be positive, making 4 negative. So negative 4 times 6 is my negative 24, and then negative 4 plus 6 gives me that 2. So to write the answer, here's how we write the answer with the two variables. We're going to write M minus 4n, and then M plus 6n. That's how it would work out. So M minus 4n, M plus 6n. And then if you go back and FOIL it, it would work. If this one stumped you, then don't worry so much about that one. I'm going to do one of the examples on the bottom. Notice that number 31, the A value is not 1. The A value is 4. But you can divide all of those terms by 4, eliminating the 4 right here. So you have to do that first. So if there's a GCF, you have to factor that out first. So let's do that. I'm going to divide out a 4 from all 3 terms. I kind of made this a little bit messy. So I'm going to divide that by 4, that by 4, and that by 4. I'm going to rewrite it right here. So 4, and then that leaves me with n squared. 12 divided by 4 leaves me with 3n. 8 divided by 4 leaves me with a positive 2. So now I'm going to go over here. My A value for this is now 1. My B value is a 3. And my C value is a 2. So 1 times 2 is 2. B is 3. I need two numbers that multiply to 2 but add to 3. Oh, that's just a 1 and a 2. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. So here's my answer. I'm going to squeeze this in here. Actually, I'm going to squeeze it down here. Oh, can't forget about 4. 4 is one of the factors. We are using n. So n plus 1, n plus 2. Don't forget about that 4 that we factored out earlier. I'm going to do one more. We're only 8 minutes in. I'm going to do one more. Number 33. I can factor out a 3, so I need to do that. So 3 is one of my factors. 3 divided by 3 leaves me with y squared. Negative 15 divided by 3 leaves me with negative 5y. 12 divided by 3 leaves me with a 4. So now my A is 1, my B is negative 5, and my C is a 4. So when I go to X box it, 1 times 4 is 4, and B is negative 5. So the only way to get a product of 4 but a sum of negative 5 is going to be using two negative numbers. So I know that 1 times 4 equals 4, but I need it to be -1 and -4, because negative times negative gives me that. And then negative plus -4 gives me -5. Finally, to write the answer, don't forget about the 3 as a factor. And then you finish it by writing y minus 1 and then y minus 4. All right, and then that would be completely factored. That's the end of page 8.